Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to tell you guys a little bit about what I've been doing for the past 12 years of my life. My name's John Garnica Rodriguez. I'm the president of an NGO that I started in 2011. This is my wife, Katya Rebeck. She's the vice president, but she's the one that gets to make all the decisions. I want to tell you guys a little bit about Project Rarick. My background is aquariums. I worked up until 26 years of my life in Los Angeles, California. I had the opportunity to come out to the Amazon, started exporting tropical fish in the largest city of the world, in the Peruvian Amazon. It's Iquitos. Iquitos is the largest city in the world not connected by roads. We have 700,000 people in the city. When I started working in the Amazon, it was a dream. It was a dream. I started working with tropical fish. I finally got to see where they came from, and it was wonderful. And once I started going to these villages, I started getting constantly offered woolly monkey soup and various other endangered species. After seeing this for about a year or two, I decided I needed to make a difference. I sold my business in the concrete jungle that I was in to go into the real jungle where it needed me. I decided that I wasn't going to take from the Amazon, I was going to bring something to the Amazon. Growing up in a developed country, I knew that a developing country needed me more. I dedicated my life to conservation. Right here, you'll see in the Belen Market. Belen Market is the largest market in Iquitos. Any given day, you'll be able to find bushmeat. Locals eat caiman, also for illegal wildlife trade. Once they kill the parents of any animal and they eat the parents, they'll keep the babies as pets or they fall into illegal wildlife pet trade. Unfortunately, it's just what they're accustomed to. They know no better. It's what they've seen. Children have seen their parents do it. Parents have seen their grandparents do it. It's an ongoing thing. On any given day, once you guys all come out and visit me, you'll be able to see this. I'll take you to the Belen Market.
I've seen it.
Jason is one of our volunteers' fathers that came on out to our property, and he's hosting me here in Georgia. You'll be able to see jaguar skins that go for 500 soles. 500 soles per one, that's $160. Ocelot skins that go for 300 soles. Anaconda skins that go for 100 soles, that's $35. Every day, you'll be able to see 60-year-old yellowfoot tortoises. The locals take their pick. If they want to have turtle for lunch, chicken for dinner, bushmeat. You'll see in this video up here where there's giant river otters. It's just, and if they don't sell this stuff, they'll throw it away. 700,000 people will come the next day and buy it all again. Here you can see giant river otter right there. Amazon CITES 1 giant river turtle. And they eat pod turtle eggs. 5 soles, you get 5 turtles. That's a highly endangered animal. Manatee meat goes for 3 soles a kilo. You just have to ask around and you'll find it. Let me tell you about this gentleman. He's an angel. I met Mr. Rick Schwartz in 2013 when I was asked to be an interpreter. Turns out Rick Schwartz also started in the aquarium business as well. He is the president of Nashville Zoo, and he's my mentor. He has guided me. I took him to the Belen Market. I told him, look, this is what's happening. He saw baby woolly monkeys, aquatis, tortoises. These are his pictures that he took himself. You have shovel-nosed catfish here, bushmeat deer, anything. You'll see this every day, every day, every day, every day. Silky anteaters. On this particular day, we got the silky anteaters and released them on our property. Mr. Rick Schwartz is an angel. He's a blessing. This is what the locals are used to. Trash every day, trash every day. This is what they're used to. Laws exist, but they're not respected. What this says right here, this is a poster that is passed around in the market. You'll be able to see it on the walls and government buildings. What it says, si compras, eres cómplice. What does that mean? If you buy, you're an accomplice. But realistically, on this particular day, I was with my volunteers in the Bell End Market. We do a lot of outreach in the Bell End Market. I knew that there were some jaguar skins up there, and there was a police officer right in front of the skins. I placed it in my shirt pocket with a group of volunteers with me. I'm like, officer, if anybody here speaks Spanish, you can listen to what I'm saying to the police officer. I'm like, officer, aren't these jaguar skins illegal? Isn't this illegal? She was like, yes, it is, but that's not my department. That's for a problem for ecological police. So as I'm trying to comprehend what she's telling me, I was like giving her options. I was like, well, why don't you get off of work later on and tell your sergeant to contact the ecological police? She was just, yeah, okay, I'll get around to it. So I got annoyed, and you can see, I just walked and I said, come on, volunteers, let's go. So if you can hear what I'm telling my volunteers, come on, guys. And these jaguar skins are 15 feet away from her, and you'll see that there's even canine right here. So as I'm telling my volunteers, look at the jaguar skins, they're telling me, yes, we saw ocelot skins back there. So you feel kind of hopeless. So after seeing this, you're gonna see what I built, what we built. Well, I started the project, but I've been able to be aboard. I've been able to get people on board and professionals. I bought a 40-hectare property that's 96 acres of pristine rainforest along the main highway of Iquitos. We're exactly 1 hour outside of the city, so we can get supplies to us, whatever's available. And this is, so in portion to the property, what you just saw, this is the front 5 hectares. So I left everything plush and pristine as possible. As I've been abroad, I've been to the wilds and I saw what they had done, I've envisioned, and I didn't even know existed. All the adhesive properties, I've been telling everybody, land is cheap. You can get a hectare for $300. Behind us, we go hundreds of miles, and the adhesive properties are available for $1,000 a hectare. I want to make it a conservation area because realistically, the city of Iquitos will keep growing and the cancer will go up. So we must make this a conservation area. Our mission. So we have rescue and rehabilitation, release programs, conservation programs, research. So much is unknown about our wildlife. There's so much unknown information, and we've been documenting a lot of information. We're a research facility for Amazonian wildlife and education for the locals. We have a agreement with the university. Dr. Robertson, the lead veterinarian at the Nashville Zoo, she's an angel as well. She's guided me on any procedures that we've needed. And Mr. Rick Schwartz were present on the day that I signed an agreement with the largest university in Loreto, in the jungle. So what does that mean? I can sign off on students, we can sign off on students' theses, field studies, field work, any documentation that we want the students to make, they'll do it. They can do it. We can sign off on that. Our target audience and how we're maintaining ourselves. We have interns, professionals, researchers, and veterinarians, volunteers interested in participating in conservation efforts, and our neighbors and the people of Iquitos. We offer pre-vet internship programs. We give the opportunity on this, On this particular slides, I was blessed, our awareness is spreading. These are students from Canada that have come on out. We do spay and neuter campaigns. 25% of the dogs in Iquitos are wild. We do population control. We give the opportunity for these pre-vet students to decide which way they want to go in their careers. They want to work with dogs and cats, or they want to work with wildlife. And these are just the activities we do with them. We do deworming with our primates. We measure our manatees that we have. We document, they help us out with everything. We weigh them, we measure them. And we have veterinarians that work with us as well. I would love to have your expertise guide us. You tell us how to do these things, and we'll do them. I've broken the ice out there, so it's a place for us. If you love animals, you'll love the center that I created. That we created. I created, but we're now more than one. And I know our facilities aren't too good comparing to what I've just seen, but I've done what I've had within my reach. Courses for professionals. I'm so honored that Dr. Robertson and Sabrina Barnes came out. Hold on one second. They came out and showed us how to train our spider monkeys. They showed us their protocols, how to do things. We're doing exactly how they've done it. But on this opportunity, I've been able to, it's been the first time that I've been back in the United States in 12 years. I've been so dedicated to what I'm doing. I've been able to visit all these Columbus, Pittsburgh, every zoo that I've been able to meet from all word of mouth, from connections that I've met, and all their employees have said they're going to come out to our place. This is our volunteer program. We're getting volunteers from all over the world. I'm going to show you guys. So this is what our volunteers do. They basically help us out with our daily protocols and what we need to do with our animals. We measure, we weigh them. And we're just documenting all the information. Documenting so much information, so much information. We know what woolly monkeys eat, what their natural foraging is. We take them into the forest. We've documented all this information. This is our graph of how much we've grown. We started this volunteer program last February with 2 volunteers we started, and you can see how much we've grown. And this is this was up to right before I left, and there's volunteers that I haven't even met, and it was kind of bittersweet. The largest amount of volunteers that we're getting from around the world is from Israel. Second is the United States, and then every other country you can imagine. Hold on one second. I want to state that our volunteers are young, and this new generation, they have a negative mind concept of zoos and aquariums. And they come to my property and they're like, why are all these banners up? I tell them it's because of zoos we exist. It's because, so after they leave with a different perception, they understand and they have a great time at our center. We have saki monkeys, spider monkeys. On this trip, I was told that we have the largest collection of white Belzebuth spider monkeys that do not exist in North America. We have woolly monkeys. We have white capuchin, squirrel monkeys, and black capuchins. Hold on one second. And there's many other species that I have not been able to take in because I don't have the infrastructure for them. We have an ocelot named Daenerys, who she was named after a show that we liked up until the 9th season.
And my daughter's favorite.
We have Daniel, the giant river otter. We have sloths on our property. You can see them when you come on out. We have 2-toed and 3-toed sloths and silky anteaters. We have tapirs as well. Right now, currently, we're caring for 2 manatee calves, and we have 3 adult manatees that are ready to be released. Our goal is to release them. It's already been set today, but I'm still looking to acquire funding to finish our funding for the actual release for the tracking collars. Media Marmatel, she's an oceanographer that has been out to our project. She has decided, she has agreed to be our, how could you say it, our aunt, our godmother for the project and show us how to do things. She's wonderful, she's a blessing. So, our progress. This is our ongoing, our medical support. We're actively engaged in community awareness. Our tracking equipment, like I told you, we're seeking funding for this. And professional training is Dr. Marmatel. Our progress, our projects are under, so one of the things we've been doing outreach in one of the reserves that we have chosen, but I have found that it looked great in the high water season, but when I visited after we were doing the outreach and I visited in the low water season, it was not feasible. So I've decided to do it in the Pacaya San Miguel. It's the largest national reserve where they're protected, but we'll still do outreach in that program. I just don't want to set myself up for failure. So our follow-up research is to be determined. The Peruvian Air Force lent us an airplane. We rescued a manatee out on the border of Colombia and Peru. This manatee right here, her name is Bowie. This is a special story right here. We made national headlines with this manatee that we rescued last September of last year. She was found on a cargo ship destined for the Belen market. She was already on the port, and the inspectors wanted to see what was on the ship because he had fish as well. So they found a live manatee here, made national headlines, and of course they called us. We went out there, and Bowie has really, we've created a lot of awareness because of Bowie. She has This is how Bowie arrived. I'm no expert. So we use with recommendations of Dr. Robertson from the Nashville Zoo. We use some silver cyanide, this cream. We skin scrapes. We found that she had Klebsiella. So this is how she looks now. She looks great. She's now. When I left the project, she was at 58 kilos. So I can only assume she must be at 64. She's beautiful. I am happy to be able to say that we were accepted to present our 2 papers that we submitted that currently Dr. Robertson is getting published. 2 papers at the Silama that was held in Lima. We were so fortunate. And we presented there. Silama is the National Conference for Veterinarians in Latin America for aquatic mammals. Our awareness methods, the way to make this all work, this is it. We give them sustainable development to communities, medical support, and education. Our education. Currently, right now, we are included in the curriculum of our neighboring school. We go there Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. We work through 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade. At this particular school, there's 600 children, but there's 10 more schools for us to make our same outreach programs. And we teach them English, we teach them conservation. They love us. These kids have never had anybody pay attention to them, and they're so receptive to whatever information that we are giving them, and they love us. When they come to our project, they're like in Disneyland. And volunteers love doing this. They love it. So this is our awareness. This is what we do with our volunteers. We're just working. We host twice a month at our project. Every other Sunday, we have the kids come to our facility that's only able to house 60 children. And this is what we're doing. This is Brian Greene, a very wonderful man. He works with the Jack Hanna Conservation Project. The Jack Hanna project where he goes around the country working with Jack Hanna. So he's from Columbus. He's worked with us for 1 week with his wife. He saw what we did, and that's how I was able to go into Columbus. And that's Brian right there. He's a wonderful man. You know, these children, they need someone to pay attention to them. They love us. We have so much community support. So this is our education center. When I started the project, I went straight for our education center. This is where we'll give the opportunity for the kids to come. This is the problem with the Iquitos, especially along the road, is that kids get pregnant after the age of 12 and 13, girls. So if we can offer an after-school program, school's only till 12 o'clock there, if we can get them all to our project, enforce skills, have positive influences. One of the things that I've also noticed about here, our staff is also mainly women, but in all these zoos that I've been visiting, they're all women as well. So these kids see positive role models. They know they can be tour guides, biologists, veterinarians. So we'll work with them at our center. I started this. This is what I started. Unfortunately, I got in an accident. I wasn't able to complete that, but it's been put on hold. Yeah, I almost lost my life in 2013. Medical support. You guys have no idea what it's like to have a rotten tooth in the middle of the Amazon. When we go in there with our doctors, dentists, orthodontists, and work with them, seeing deworming, take our volunteers out, pay attention to a community that is forgotten by the government. They love you. They're receptive to whatever else you're willing to we're not trying to take anything from them. They're very open for our presence. Sustainable development. While we're doing simultaneously, while we go out into these communities, we're working doctors in one area, environmental education area, and working with the mothers, showing them how to make these keychains. And I tell them, instead of sitting on a boat, hunting a manatee, sitting 8 hours waiting for an animal to surface, searching through thousands of water hyacinths everywhere, just stay home. Stay home with your family, make these keychains. There's people in the world that care about these animals that will carry them in their gift shops. And so you don't have to do that anymore. I want to show you guys what the locals are making. And I've made promises to them. I've promised this all to them. And I'm very happy to say the Nashville Zoo carries our keychains. Pittsburgh Aquarium also has agreed to carry our keychains. So you guys can pass them around and take a look at them. If by selling these keychains, we can change their perception. It will be one of the things that will change their perception. And this, we go in there, we teach them how to make these keychains. It's very simple. It's six cutouts, and it's very easy, very, very easy. This is at the Nashville Zoo. And our projects. This is when professionals such as yourselves come on out to our project and teach us basically all your know-how, all your skills. We're just receptive to workshops. And when you guys go out there as well, you work with our staff, and then we work with locals as well doing workshops. So this is what we have. It's very difficult once these manatees are weaned off of milk. You place them in these ponds. So ideally, we need better infrastructure. I've been offered Amazon river dolphins, and I've had to decline them because I didn't want to set myself up for failure, because I wouldn't be able to monitor them, and then I would have GI issues, and I couldn't do it. These are our current quarantine facilities, and we have a small clinic. These are our supporting institutions: the Nashville Zoo, Georgia Aquarium, Columbus Zoo and Aquarium, SeaWorld has helped us out, Save the Manatee Club, and Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for your support. You're a blessing, really. You're all a blessing. Thank you. I'm so honored to be here. Any questions?
So how many manatees have you worked on?
We've worked on 7, sir.
And they've all been calves?
Yes, but 2. So 2 we were able to rescue from a politician that went to jail, and we took his manatees, and that's what we're trying to release.
And the aquarium helped you with the release already, correct?
Yes, sir. And that's the outreach that we've been doing.
And how is that? Have you tracked that manatee? Have you been able to track it?
That's the releases that we're going to do right now with Medium in January.
Well, the little calves are really a challenge, so you guys have done a great job.
Thank you.
The adults are easy, but the calves can be a real problem.
Yes, sir.
So good work.
Thank you, Dr. Bosser. It's an honor to hear that. Thank you so much. You guys are all welcome to come to our project. You'll love it. If you guys love animals, you'll be in paradise. I've created a home for us. You guys, I need you guys. Please. The Amazon needs you guys.
I've been hearing a lot about the wildfires going on
Right.
in Amazon. How is that affecting your efforts and what you're doing with saving animals?
Well, we're not directly affected by it, but what's happening is we're affected because of all the ash and all the air quality, but that's the reason why this is so vital, because unfortunately that's their government, and that's why we have to educate all these children, make them our soldiers, so that never happens, and create the awareness. That's why the project That's why I chose the project in 2011, Rainforest Awareness Rescue Education Center. I'm not just the Manatee Rescue Center. I'm not just a primate center. I wanted to set myself for a goal that I will dedicate the rest of my life for. And I tell you guys, I want you guys to put me out of a job. Please, put me out of a job. I want to be able to take care of the problem where I don't have to rescue manatees, where the locals take care of them. And we're making great progress, great progress. If you guys come out to our facility, you will see it firsthand, firsthand.
So how do you get to your facility?
You take an airplane from Lima, and it's a 1 hour and 20-minute plane ride, and you get to the city of Quitos. I'll pick you up, and we'll go directly 1 hour, 47 kilometers outside of the city.
I was on the day before yesterday.
I wish I would have hosted you.
So how is the best way to support you?
Awareness, our keychains. We need to give the locals their work, but right now, I really need to finish the manatee release. Our tracking collars.
Online, are you online on the website?
Yes, sir. We have a website, and you can see all of our projects on there.
You can purchase the keychains through your website?
Yes, sir.
Is there a donation button as well on the website? if you wanna do
Yes, there is.
I can tell you from personal experience I've been. I have a 13-year-old daughter. I'm Jason, by the way. I'm hosting John and Katia. I'm actually just a professional. I run a car dealership in Lawrenceville. I live here in Jefferson. I met John on spring break. I decided to bring my daughter, who's an animal enthusiast. We have 7 dogs and a cat, and she rides horses, so she's an animal freak. And I gave her the option. We did a daddy-daughter trip about 3 years ago, and she chose to go to Utah. She wanted to take pictures. That was her picture phase. And then I told her she could go anywhere she wanted in the world on spring break and to pick somewhere. And I happened to have met a mutual friend of John and I's. I didn't know John at the time. And he told me about John's rescue and rehabilitation center down in Quitos, which, appropriate place for a 12-year-old, right? In the middle of the rainforest. So I actually showed my daughter the website and I think it was your Instagram. I don't know how that stuff works, but she figured it out. But within a few hours, she was convinced that she had to go down and see all these animals. So I took a 12-year-old into the Amazon rainforest, and we stayed in little huts with mosquito nets, no air conditioning, no hot water. It was actually a spiritual awakening. I live in a big house, and I drive an Audi SQ5, and I work in an air-conditioned office. And being in the jungle for a week, sweating and working and helping, and you work as a volunteer, it's great. It was absolutely liberating for the spirit. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. And I weighed 60 pounds heavier when I was there. And coming home, I changed my life completely, just from the experience down there. Just interacting with the animal. We took a hike in the jungle to teach the woolly monkeys how to forage on their own. So I got to hike through the jungle with my 12-year-old daughter with woolly monkeys on our backs and machetes in our hands, taking pictures of, the most beautiful butterflies and fauna and little plants that you touch and they go like this. And like this. And she was just mesmerized. She fell in love with Daenerys, the Daenerys and Daniel, the ocelot and the giant river otter were assigned to her. Those were my 12-year-old's responsibility. You feed them, 3 times a day for Daniel and twice a day for Daenerys, and you're responsible for their enrichment. These are your responsibilities. This is your schedule. This is the measurements of what you have to feed them. This is what they eat. There you go. And she tackled it like a champ. And she aged in maturity by 10 years on that trip.
Yeah.
If you have little ones that are passionate about animals, I wouldn't hesitate. It's safe. I was really joking.
Yeah. I will tell you this. Had I not grown up in Los Angeles, I would never have been able to survive in the jungle. Los Angeles is worse than Iquitos. That is the truth. That is the truth. I'm not joking. That's the God honest truth. It's the people are non-violent. They just need education. They just need education. That's
We
it.
taught an
It's not
English
their
class
fault.
while we were there with John. It was-
Right.
You get to go out in the community and you get to be involved with the people of the community. We swam in the Amazon River. We swam in that was the small river that's next to him.
Itaya.
Yeah,
Itaya.
and played volleyball with the locals. I mean, interacted with the locals. Got to know the people that are there that need you. They need you to educate them. That it's not okay to throw a plastic bottle in the river. That it's not okay to spear a manatee because they're not going to be around forever if you keep doing that. It's those little things that we know because we have exposure to everything. They don't know who Trump is or CNN or what's going on with politics. They don't know any of that stuff because they don't have exposure to it. All they know is that river is their life source and kill anything you can and eat it. And it's just...
That's
you
why.
have to- you
That's
have to be
why
out there and you
we have to
be
give them
educated.
alternative methods.
And what John is doing is amazing. I see the kids just lock into him and know.
Yeah, they love us. They come up to you, hug you.
And they listen. If you show them a picture of an animal and say, "Yeah, you don't eat this," and they're okay, and you get it. You're you know, it might not hit all of them, but if at least one or two of them pick it up and start to get it, that's where
We're not
that
going.
and I think the
We're not going
laws-
anywhere. So we will be around. This will take after I pass. So our influence will be there. So, and the project is growing. The project is growing.
Yeah,
So
it's amazing. We met a lot of really good people on the trip too.
You have a very large scope in that community down to medical needs for the community,
Right.
teaching them about environmental impact, animal management, all of that. How much full-time staff do you have
right.
that specializes in each of these sections?
Right now we have 6 professionals and family members. 2 more while we're away for right now. So in total we're 8.
And how many volunteers at any particular time? Usually
15.
15 volunteers.
How much help do you get from the local or federal government group?
Nothing. Yeah, they don't care.
If people come to volunteer, it sounds like you actually have lodging there. I'm saying
It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. It's,
Brain bug spray.
yeah, it's nice. It's beautiful. It's cool. Trust me.
The volunteer
It's cool.
program
It's
includes
nice.
everything, the lodging and the meals.
We provide everything.
Provide the meals and we are worried about.
We cook together. We
your
make
health.
pizzas
Country
together.
is a
It's a
fantastic
beautiful environment. We cook together. We watch movies together at night. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. I've created a beautiful project for you guys, for us,
You'll
for all
develop
of us.
forever friendships. We still keep in touch with the people that we met down there. Belgium, I
Bel-
just call her Belgium.
Girl.
And Ori
Yeah.
from
Israel.
From Israel. And we were only there for a week because of my job. I run a dealership. I only had 10 days to escape. So we were there in the jungle for 8 of it. And we did the Machu Picchu thing and we did some horseback riding in the Andes. But it was by far the best part of our trip.
Thank you.
A quick question. She asked about the support from the government, said they don't really support you guys. They don't give you any resistance either?
No.
Kind of like she do.
Eventually, once I get the project where I don't have to be there, I will run for politics. And one of the things that I've seen in Iquitos, being there for 12 years, I've seen how these politicians are charismatic and they win people over, but they lie to them. All I know is that if I go in there with my heart and I tell them what they could be, they could turn the city of Belen, that's considered the Venice of South America, like Cartagena. They just keep it clean, nice, and everybody wants to go to the Amazon. They'll come out to us. I'll talk to them from the heart. That's one of my objectives. Eventually, I'll do it. I'll do it. Anything you set your mind to, you can accomplish. This was all a dream, and people would think I was crazy for moving to the jungle, and I was just like, no, you don't see it. I see it, and it's wonderful. Thank you. Jason was there.
How successful has your education been in changing the locals' culture to more sustainability animals instead of going and killing manatees and stuff?
Since we're such a young project, we can't say that, but I can say that the kids love us. We don't have people going into our property trying to cut trees down because we work with the locals. So whenever we have to do upgrades or whatnot, they're the ones who we call, so they support us. So nothing's going to happen.
Matter of fact, didn't it start right around the time, was it in May that you had started it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
so
This is
the
still a
program
baby
just
project.
started when we had gone
Yeah,
down for April.
this is new.
Okay.
This is all new.
So this is all new. It's a long-term thing. And eventually you get law enforcement involved, you get people enforcing, you know, some of these people that are just going around into the forest and killing animals, killing jaguars, killing all these endangered species. They're doing it for profit, you know. So I think if John and Rarick is able to get enough footing and get enough power and enough exposure to hit, you know, media, politicians, law enforcement, they're going to have no choice but to start doing something about it. They're going to have to start breaking in, because we went into the market. It's horrible. It's horrible, especially after you just went and played and fed a giant river otter, and then there's one sitting there that they're selling for meat. It's disgusting. But they don't know any better. It's not their fault. It's the way.
It's their culture.
It's their culture. It's the way they brought up. But they don't understand the impact that it's having to the species. So what John's doing is the starting steps of building that community engagement and building that involvement in education from the little kids. So that generation, okay, it might take 10 years, it might take 20 years, it might take 100. It could be Katya's baby, his son that's on the way, it could be his son that finally gets to a point where they bust the people that are doing this, and it's no longer something that you can readily walk into a market and get an ocelot skin. You know, maybe it takes that long, but if nobody does anything about it, it'll never change. John is the champion. He's the one that's trying to, I should say Rarick.
It's you guys.
I keep saying you,
It's you-
but
it's you
Rarick
guys.
and his team and the volunteers like myself that were part of that, that's what it takes to get to that final goal. And it might take 20 years, but you have to do something. You can't just sit back and let it happen. You can't.
And I enjoy
A lot of
it.
you
I love
people are
it.
volunteers. I assume you do it because you want to make a difference. And that's what it's all about, is making that difference. And I can tell you, it's fun as shit.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
It's
I mean,
wonderful.
You will
Yeah.
want to. I'm going back in November. Matter of fact, my daughter has another 1 week break in Jefferson School System. We're traveling back in November, so and we're going to go back probably twice a year for as long as it takes. So, maybe get better sleeping arrangements.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much. Thank you. It's an honor. It was a blessing to be here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.